Hey, y'all. Hey, my name is Annette, and I am here from Where on the Curve tonight. Happy to be here with you this evening. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're coming back, good to see you. Keep coming back. This thing really works if you work it. Drink your water, moisturize your feet, hands, and face, and mind your business. Hey, Frank and Christina says so. Whew, Friday's right around the corner. I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for the new things that you're going to be doing. I'm going to miss having you locally. I absolutely am. To my daughter, who's traveling as usual, and her aunt, Teresa Slaughter, Carrie, y'all need to live together. You and Jasna deserve each other. Hey, y'all. Hey. Again, welcome back. Our topic tonight is real simple. Are you single? Are you stuck? Or are you settling? This is a great topic. I was asked to podcast this tonight, and I'm happy to do it. And so, a lot of people think being single is a disease. It is not. Single is normal. Single is sanity. When it works for you, work it. A lot of people get into relationships because they think they should be. A lot of people are in relationships because they're lonely. A lot of people think that what they see on social media is real. By the way, I ran into a neighbor tonight, and he was sharing about how much he loves this weather. And honestly, so do I. What I don't like is the impact on allergies. Bags, runny nose. Well, one nose runs, the other one's stuffy. My voice is hoarse. But hey, it's my life. It's how I live, right? And so I love this weather too. Are you single? Are you stuck? Or are you settling? Let's get into it, right? I want to make a few points here tonight. I'm moving, so I can't hang around too long because I don't know how you guys, and I know I keep getting off topic, but I don't know how you guys jump around moving from place to place. How do you do that on a regular basis? You just move as if there's nothing to it. It doesn't work for me. It's a lot of work involved. And although I have movers, there's a lot of stuff I still have to do. And so, for those of you who are looking to start a business, you might consider a business of helping people move, helping people pack out, helping people disinfect new places, cleaning up old places. There's there, there's there's a job for that. There's a business for that, and it doesn't take much. And so, in helping them move, I'm not necessarily speaking to moving furniture or doing things like that. It's the small boxes. It's the plants. It's the small chairs. It's the plants. I don't know what I'm going to do with that plant over there. I love that plant, but it's so heavy, and it needs to be repotted. And so we also need repotting services. That's the entrepreneurship tip for tonight. The topic is: are you single? Are you stuck or are you settling? Let's get into it. Emotional investment doesn't equal relationship. You can be single, right? You can be single and still deeply entangled, right? Any of y'all know about that? I do. Been there, done that. Got a t shirt. Mentally, emotionally, or physically, you can be single and still be emotionally tangled. I had a girlfriend who told me today, nobody knows what I went through. I prayed for God to help me unlove that man for 18 months. Wow, 18 months. But she did it. Kudos. Sarah, I'm proud of you. Comfort zones can sometimes create confusion. That's right, I said it. Comfort zones can sometimes create confusion, and they create confused connections because we get comfortable with things. I did. We get comfortable. We get comfortable with a feeling that is often fleeting and doesn't always serve us well. But hey, 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 this is for everybody. Best friend, we get comfortable, right? This is for men and women alike. We get comfortable. And our comfort zones create confused connections. So settling feels safe, but is single later. Y'all get that on the way home. Some of y'all are going to miss that. Settling seems safe, but it ends up feeling single later, right? And so, let me give you three examples. For example, we're not together, but there's history. I had a man once say that there was history with me. There was no history with me. There was um, a hope with you, and as you see, it didn't work. So sometimes people run around being confused, talking about, well, we have history. No, we don't have history. That's not always the case. And remember, any man or woman who complains about another man or woman, whatever side of the fence you're on, it's usually because they couldn't have that person. So they'll make up things, they'll create scenarios, they'll even play the role publicly as if it's it, as if it is, when in fact it isn't. You guys know people like that. We're not together, but there's history, there's connection, but no real future plans, and you're calling it space. What's that all about? Maybe you can help me understand that. The gray zone relationship. We just talked about that we're not together, but here's the gray zone. And we're not talking about 50 Shades of Gray either for the gray zone in relationships, right? So we talk every day, we act committed, but there's zero clarity. Like we don't really know where we are. We just know that we are. Where we are is another story. Y'all know about that, don't you? You act committed, but there's zero clarity. You have no direction, no title, just vibes and comfort. And listen, what doesn't apply, let it fly. If that works for you, that's your beehive. Because eventually it'll feel like single. Yeah. The perfect on paper partner. Y'all ever seen them? Do you know about them? Do you do you know about them? Do you know what that means? Right? It looks good to the public. It feels empty in private. Mm, good in public, empty in private. That's not just about, excuse me, that's not just about the gray zone. That's not just about, there's that nose. That's not just about not having any clarity. That's about settling, right? It feels empty privately. You're staying because it makes sense, even though your gut says no. You're staying. Hey, what doesn't apply, let it fly. Listen, relationships are tough. And for those of us who are single, don't believe everything you see and read on social media because, sometimes you'll feel like, I'm left out. That's not a feeling that I have. I don't feel like I'm left behind. I've learned to be with myself. And actually, having been loved properly, it's difficult. I'm a widow. It's difficult to settle. It's difficult to be stuck. It's difficult to ignore red flags. And if you do, and you're anything like me, eventually those flags will smack you all in your face because your gut's not going to let you be comfortable. Are you single? Are you stuck? Or are you settling? Men and women alike, ask yourself, are you stuck? Are you really single? Because if they belong to somebody else, you're single. You know that, right? Don't blame it on me. Do your own homework. If you're in a gray relationship where there's no plans, there's no real commitment, see you when they see you. They don't say it, but that's how it works. You're single. It's not a relationship. You're single. It's not even a friendship. It's a situationship. And what doesn't apply, please let it fly. You know where you are and what you're doing. You know exactly where you are and what you're doing. Are you single? Are you stuck? Hey, you know what single means, right? Do you know what stuck means? When you stay with somebody because you don't think you can do any better. When you stay with somebody because it's better than being alone, that's because you haven't learned how to be with yourself. And great sex is not a great relationship. I said hydrate, eat fruit, moisturize your feet, hands, and face, and mind your business. Yeah, hydrate. I've been around people who have said, I'll settle for this. It works for me until it doesn't, right? Until it doesn't. It works for you. I don't um I don't care too much for leftovers. And I'm not interested in anybody who has dropped their head in every bed. That ain't cute. I like a man who's particular about who he's with and where he's been. I like that kind of guy. I do. That's right. Be particular. It doesn't mean your standards are too high. It just means you care about yourself, right? So here's some examples. Name it or leave it. That's a resolution, baby. Name it or leave it. If there's no clarity after honest conversation, that is your answer. In other words, if after having the discussion and there's still no clarity and they're not ready, I'm going to remind men and women, when you're single, date until you're not. That's right. Mutually, you're not. That means you don't think you're in a relationship and she's saying, oh, we're friends. Hey, y'all, for everybody out there, if you're married, if you're in a committed relationship, watch those friends. You heard it here first. You don't believe me? Do some research. Watch those friends. And if they do it to them, they'll do it to you. What makes you think your best friend is a thief that eventually they won't steal from you? I'm going to leave that right there. If there's no clarity after honest conversation, that is your answer. That is your clarity. You have your answer right there. Are you single? Are you stuck or are you settling? Right? So break the pattern before it breaks you. If you want a relationship, you got to act like you want a relationship. This is for men and women. Act like you want a relationship, right? Break the pattern. Choose disruption over comfort. Spend too much time being comfortable, right? Growth rarely lives in ease. Remember that. Growth rarely listen, when you're growing, you're not going to be comfortable. You're not. Growth is not comfortable. It's painful. Sometimes it's confusing, and sometimes it's out of control. Yeah, growth. That's right. Can be difficult. But I promise you, if you get to the other side, it's going to be better. And don't let people play you by taking you places where you're not going to be really seen by anybody except the people you know. You're not going to be seen by the people who matter. You'll get that on the way home too. When they take you places, but they don't take you around their real family, you're single, right? And again, I'm going to remind you, if your friend steals from anybody, they'll steal from you. Don't believe me? Do some homework. Get real about what you want. What do you want? What do you want? People say, "Oh, I want a relationship," but you sleep with a woman who's sleeping with 12 other people. You hang out with a man who is involved with 50 other women, right? Stop chopping up what you want. Stop hoping someone will change. They're only going to change if they want to change. Your love ain't going to change them. Your money's not going to change them. Your hope, your beautiful home, your great cars. I said hydrate. Your looks. Looks are temporary. I'm telling you right now. They're temporary. They don't last forever. They don't last forever. And so ask yourself, if you're settling for less than you deserve, why would you expect somebody to choose you? Why? When men and women alike, you can be his ride or die. She can be your real homie holding you down. But if you don't love her enough to change for her, if you don't love him enough to choose yourself, eventually you're going to be by yourself. There are people who have been involved with people who have been involved with people. You know, one of the things I hate about a small town, not to digress, one of the things I hate about a small town is this: you can't move 5 people over without finding that your significant other has been with another. That's what I hate about small towns. Everybody's been with everybody. Everybody's hooked up with everybody, right? Sooner or later, go get your own. Are you single? There's no clarity? You're single. If you have an honest conversation and you still don't have a title or a commitment, you're single. If they belong to somebody else, y'all need to hydrate on that one. If they belong to somebody else, this is my favorite water. I'm not advertising, I'm just telling you. For those of you who want to gift me, that's my favorite water. Blueberry and watermelon, pineapple and coconut. You love me? Buy me some water. But honestly, if they belong to somebody else, you're single. I don't care how much time you spend together. I don't care how much time you spend hiding. This is for men and women. If they belong to somebody else, that means they're wearing a ring, they have a covenant, they've had vows, or even commitments, a serious commitment, and children. You're single. Are you stuck because you love them? Are you stuck because they make you feel good? Imagine somebody making you feel good and treating you good too. You'll get that on the way home, but go get it, please. It's pocket change. Carry it where you go. Imagine somebody making you feel good. And the feel good doesn't last forever either. But imagine somebody making you feel good and treating you good too. That's a hit. Are you settling just because you don't want to be alone? Eventually, you are alone. Take that to the bank. My name is Annette. I'm your host here at Word on the Curve podcast. I am happy to have you here with me. Ask yourself, don't blame me. The audience asked for the topic. Got a lot of sensitive topics coming up. Hmm, like menopause and that's for the women. Like impotence, and that's for the men. It's a discussion we can have, and it impacts all of us. I mean, we know how to do it gently. We know how to talk about it gently. We know how to bring the topic in and reel it in and make our points and how it works and how it doesn't work. You think people do things forever? Nobody does anything forever except pay taxes. Hydrate. Yeah, we pay taxes forever, but very few things last forever. So when we talk about menopause and impotence, that's natural. It's a natural part of life. And the reason so many people run around and try to prove that they're still in the game is because 9 times out of 10 they're not. And medicine doesn't last forever either. That goes for men and women. It's not just about men, it's about women too. So get ready for that. Again, my name is Annette. I'm your host here at Word on the Curve podcast. Thanks for joining me here this evening. Have a wonderful evening and, figure out, are you single? Are you stuck? Or are you settling? Good night.